randomness. The apparent or actual lack of definite patterns or predictability on information. At least that's what Wikipedia says it is. But to me, something like randomness can only be described as chaos. This time around I'm gonna be trying to beat the Byrand mod for Resident Evil 4. This mod makes everything on the game completely random. And by everything, oh I mean everything.
What the fuck? No!
With this mod, even the most normal and common enemy can turn into this guy over here. But it's not only the enemies that are random. Every item drop and trade is randomized as well, meaning the most normal enemy could drop something like a valuable red barrel, and a boss give you something like 300 pesetas. This mod truly changed it all, so let's go over the rules for the challenge. The game will be played on a brand new file, meaning no New Game Plus. It will also be played on Professional, otherwise this will be extremely easy for someone as experienced as me. Bonus weapons are not allowed, will work only with things the randomizer gives us. And last but not least, the most important rule of them all, have fun! We're gonna be using a random generated seed and we'll stick to it no matter how hard it is. So let's get this thing started. Alright, we are in, so let's see what we're working with. This is a perfect example of how this challenge will go. Before we go back and try and kill this guy, let's see which items we start with. These are randomized as well, so let's hope it's good. Pretty decent actually. The Red 9 is my favorite gun, so that works. And the crossbow is gonna be really useful. We have the 2 golden eggs on us, so we're gonna be able to sell one for the quest and hold onto the other for Salazar. Also, if we go right behind here, we'll see that the merchant's here. His trades are also randomized, so let's take a peek. Nothing too interesting. The gunpowder's nice though. And now we can move forward. With the use of our items, we quickly kill the Garrador, who dropped nothing. We keep moving forward and we make it to the cabin, where we break some boxes before making our way inside.
Anyone home?
No enemies so far, nor items. The cutscene is the same as usual, but the basement key is missing. Oh, there we go. And of course it's you again. My guess is that one of these guys has the key on them, so there's no way around it. Let's fight him again. And he did have it on him. We make quick work of the other 2 and we grab the egg. Now let's make our way to the basement and out.
What was that?
Oh, he's a normal guy. That guy is easy, so let's just kill him and... That didn't happen. Okay. We run it back, this time without mistakes. We sneak past some enemies and we handle the unavoidable ones. And just like that, we're done with the cabin. We keep moving forward, dealing with any enemy that gets in our way. Of course, we don't forget to grab any of the items. And just like that, we're on the next main zone, the village. Normally on this part, you just run around dealing with normal enemies and a Dr. Salvador up until the Bendrix, and they all leave, which is pretty easy, but in this case, I can already see some tougher enemies. Sneaking around didn't work, so now we run. And we were saved by the bell. Just in time, because I did run out of the bullets. Now we just gotta loot the place. And we can move on. We deal with some enemies and I take the chance to craft some handgun ammo. We keep moving forward and we make it to the next main area. Wait, where was that?
Just like I taught you.
After a little session of sparring with Crosser, he decides he's had enough and disappears. Hopefully I don't see him again in a while. We deal with the rest of the enemies. We break the medallions. And there he is again. I'm just hoping this isn't a repeating occurrence. We grab the cog, blow up the rest of the enemies, and we can leave onto the next area. Right after this tunnel is the fishing village, but of course it's not gonna be free getting there. There it is, another Garrador. At this point is expected, so let's just quickly get him out of the way. And let's see what this next song has in stock for us. We are looking good. So let's take the chance to upgrade the Red 9. I'm not gonna be upgrading the crossbow since I don't have that many ammo and this gun is really making things easier. It's taking away all the fun, so I'm just gonna probably end up selling it. So now let's keep moving forward. We save Luis, and that's chapter 1 completed. Here are the stats, only one dead, and it was a really avoidable one. Overall, pretty good. Let's hope it gets harder moving forward. After teaming up with Luis to get free of the chains, we make our way upstairs. Hopefully we don't find any tough enemies, since right now I only have a knife. I definitely don't want to fight a regenerator, especially not with only a knife. So I'll simply run past him and run past the other guys too. We open the door and quickly run before it shuts down. And we get back all of our stuff. With everything back, we clear the enemies, except for the regenerator. That guy can't be left alone. We say goodbye to the crossbow and we welcome onto us the Stingray. Right now it only has 4 ammo capacity and it doesn't have a scope on, but it should still be pretty good, especially since the next zone is Dynamite Valley. Never mind, I guess it's gonna be the other way around. Alright, this is interesting. Normally it wouldn't be like this, but it's a very welcome change if you ask me. Makes it more interesting. No enemy so far though, so let's get the pendant, if it is a pendant, and there we go. Woo! It hits pretty. After defeating Crosser, again, we make our way outside the house where we find our toughest opponent yet. This guy, I don't remember his name. I quickly do a surprise attack on him, but that was not enough to kill him, so I show him the result of all of my hours on Dead by Daylight and we take him down. And now it's time for our reward. 5 gunpowder. Yay. We loot the house and we find that the key item to the dynamite valley was on the way here. That is pretty creative. We make our way downstairs where some enemies were waiting to ambush me, but luckily I was prepared and took them down pretty easily. We once again make our way back, only to find even more enemies. Nothing too hard though. And after dealing with them, I sell some treasures and upgrade this stinger. Just a little bit. I place the key item on its place, and it's Dynamite Valley time. Enemies are starting to pile up. Fortunately, the sphere is here, now we just gotta make it out alive. Hello, Mrs. Cow. That was a little bit chaotic, but it could have been worse. Now we make it all the way back to the house, dealing with some enemies along the way. We finally open the door, we take down a midget, and we grab the key. As we try to make our way out, we are abruptly stopped by Vitores Mendez. Luckily for us, we get saved by a mysterious person on the window. I do wonder who that could be. And that wraps up Chapter 2. Here are the stats. It was a flawless chapter. Let's keep it that way. After getting our ribs sunk in by 5 centimeters, we make our way outside the house where we take a little detour to save the dog. Always save the dog. After that, I quickly make my way back to the village, dispatching a few enemies here and there, silently stealing the treasures off of a regenerator, and after that I make my way inside of the building. I loot everything I can and then proceed to do some trading with the merchants, where I finally get a much needed case upgrade. Oh, and I also pick up the biosensor scope in case I run into any more regenerators. Or worse. After that I make my way into the church, desecrating a few graves along the way. Upon reaching the church, I realize that the door is shut closed and I'm gonna need an item to get in. And as Grace Ashcroft from Resident Evil 9 would say,
Weird. How do people normally get in here?
I don't know, Grace, I don't know. Before moving forward, I do some looting around the place, and then I find a map that tells me the key I'm looking for is in some cave past the lake. So without wasting any time, I make my way to the lake, doing some parkour along the way, and then getting into combat, where I find my second death of the run to a Super Salvador. Those mistakes won't happen twice, so being more careful this time, I take care of all the enemies without much trouble. There was even a cow here. We keep going forward and decide to commit a crime against local wildlife. But we don't stop. We continue on our way, where I find another weapon. I don't take it cause I really don't like SMGs. Upon reaching the merchant, I decide to blow some steam off by demonstrating why Leon is a proud American. And we claim our prizes. The most important of them is the chicken charm. It makes it so that all eggs heal for double the amount. and since we seem to be getting a lot, this should be really helpful. We continue on our path, we relieve a lady from the pain of having a body, and we start looking onto the lake. I spy with my little eye. Oh my god, what the hell was that? Hopefully I don't cross paths with that thing. To achieve our goal of making it across the lake to get the key to the church and ultimately save the president's daughter, Ashley, we'll need a method of transport. Thankfully there's a boat over here, but I somehow telepathically knew that I didn't have the gasoline, so I immediately ran towards this random cave and ended up falling onto a little town. Oh my god, this guy again. Now we gotta deal with the rest of the enemies, but let's not forget the medallions. And after a showcase of my outstanding skill, we grab the remaining items, clear the rest of the staggered enemies, and... Oh my god, dude, leave me alone for God's sake. At this point I'm gonna start adding a crosshair encounter counter. Now we make a run for the exit. And before we drive away in the boat, we make sure to loot every item nearby. Perfect! We make sure to break the last medallion, and we pour the gasoline to finally take off. Oh god. Alright, I've been preparing for this my whole life. Oh, that was it. Okay, that was very anticlimactic. I guess its output was just really small due to the randomizer. Alright, that was chapter 3. So far so good. We kick off chapter 4 by realizing that the intended path has been actually blocked off. So without much more options, we turn all the way back to see that there's another boat right where the broken boat is. Call it dark magic, I don't know what else it could be if not dark magic. This makes it a bit easier in my opinion. We take down an individual enemy and proceed to enter the code to get access to one of the 2 heads needed to grab the key to the church.
Hooray!
After that we make our way to the middle of the lake where we find a few valuables. And right after that we make it to the Chicken Island, where we find quite more goodies. Now we go to the location of the second stone head. We retrieve the last head, and we make our way to the Mirror Cave, where we finally get the church insignia. With the church insignia secured, it's time to head back to the church. We make sure to stop with the merchant along the way to sell our goodies and upgrade our weapons. We are gonna need good weapons, cause after this is the fight. With the victory over El Gigante, we make sure to grab any leftover items and take the dog.
Thanks, bud.
We run all the way back to the church and the door finally opens before our very eyes. We solve a really easy puzzle. And we finally complete the first step towards our mission as we rescue the president's daughter, Ashley Graham. But the mission is not over yet. We still need to get Ashley out of this place alive. And with Ganados closing in on us, we gotta make a move. I toss a flash into the air and we quickly run towards the safe zone with the merchant. Now that we're on the safe zone, we'll need to discuss in complete depth what we'll be doing moving forward. Look, I know it's there. I messed up while recording. It'll go soon enough. Don't you guys worry. In no time your mind will just ignore it. That's how I handle it. With the mayor's house as our destination, we try to make our move through the town, where Ashley meets a horrible end after getting hit with a crowbar to the head. We try again, this time successfully, and with all of the enemies cleared, we loot the rest of the missing areas. With that done, we go right back to the area where we've had our very first encounter with Krauser. Time flies and you don't even realize. After fighting Krauser off yet another time, we now gotta deal with the rest of the enemies. Oh look, there's Beatriz Mendez. We should say hi, don't you think, Ashley? Or not. After Ashley's totally necessary scream, Beatriz Mendez decides to activate, and we make a decisive run towards the mayor's house. Almost as if he was waiting for it, Luis opens the door for us and we quickly run inside. We start things quick, we don't waste any time and move forward, selling a few items along the way and upgrading the damage of the Stingray. This next section is gonna be impossible to run through now that we've got Ashley on us, so there's no other choice than to fight. And we keep moving forward.
I am flattered. Come on, one lady's heading up.
Now we just calmly open the door and continue on our way. Up ahead is the chase section, but before that I'll take the time to upgrade the Stingray since the Red 9 has been maxed up. And now let's see what the RNG gods have in stock for us. Overall, this section was not too bad. Most enemies just got stuck in place, and the ones that didn't weren't too strong. So after a close call where Ashley took a hatchet to the face, we managed to recover and escape for now. There's no time to relax though, cause Vitres Mendez simply won't keep up.
You're a shitty missionary. You know that. Oh, Almighty, grant me the strength to crush your enemies.
No.
Me mom!
God, I thank you for your gift.
Let's get it.
Pretty easy fight. Now, like we're used to, we loot the place just before heading out, and we make our way into the castle. Now that we're in the castle, we get ambushed by Vitres Mendez, who suddenly decided that he didn't actually die. We luckily managed to make an escape and head for the entrance of the castle, where a lack of awareness by my part cost me my life as I get my third death of the run. Let's hope this second try goes better. We fight off this guy again for God knows how many times. and he decides he's had enough and disappears after the cutscene. Sadly, this attempt didn't go so well either, so we die again. But as they say, third time's a charm, so never mind. Alright, this time it'll work. We reach the cannon and break all of the artillery. We clean the medallions and loot the place. And just like that, this segment is done.
Who the hell are you?
Me? Oh, please, call me Ram. I would like you to hand the girl there over to me. Now.
Yeah, fat chance, bro.
My.
So he sends his imps after us. It's right here where I execute a perfect display of skill. And take out all of the enemies. After that, we very quickly loot the place and make it to the Garbador room. Oh my god, of course it's you. Again. We deal with Krauser yet another time. And we move forward where we find a chainsaw wielder, which I quickly kill. Alright, that was my bad. Let's go again. This time I keep my distance and take her down from afar. And we keep going. We go from room to room. We solve a pretty easy puzzle. And I quickly open the door on the chandelier room. And just like that, we're right in front of the infamous water hole.
Let's do it!
Temperance, child.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
Wait!
We kick off chapter 8 by selling some treasures, and with that money we upgrade the Stingray to the max level. This thing will kick really hard now. We're still very low on ammunition, so we gotta be more careful, as in the next room there will be many enemies. On this room you'd normally have to go up to the guy in red and take him down, so you get the red lantern to keep going forward. Since every enemy will be random, I will probably have to take a bunch of them down until one of them gives me the lantern. Let's give it a try and see how it goes. That was very intense. And of course, Krauser made an appearance, as always. We can keep moving now. After making our way down the hallway, we enter this room, and in there we encounter Ada Wong, who is like,
"Leave the girl."
and Leon's like,
You think I'm gonna give up that easy?
so Ada ends up leaving. After that we solve yet another puzzle and we make our way to the house, where after fighting a few enemies we encounter another. With El Gigante gone, I reuse the cannon to take down the enemies at the door, and we break the door open. After a quick jump scare from El Gigante, we find Ashley, and that's chapter 8 done. After giving Ashley a much needed therapy session, we make our way downstairs where we find a maze that we'll have to navigate in order to lower 3 flags to open a door. Really, how do people normally get in these places? The first 2 flags were really easy, couple strong enemies here and there, but nothing too difficult. And with only 1 flag left, we make our way to that side of the map and... Luckily for us, the spawned on the other side of the wall this time, so we just pull the lever to lower the last flag and make a run for it. Once inside, we look to the right to break the first of 6 medallions, we go upstairs to break the second, and we make our way inside the first of 3 challenges that this building provides. With all the heads acquired, we place them on the thingy, and after Ashley is kidnapped by the guy in red, Chapter 9 finishes. With Ashley gone, I make sure to clean the rest of the zone before moving forward, so I go down to the spot where the golden armor will be and deal with the chainsaw that's there. With that being taken care of, I move towards the next zone, the Novistador room, where after dealing with a few enemies on the entrance, I try to make my quick way through the zone, only to be stopped, yeah, by this guy again. Oh, and Vitres is here too. After a very close call, we managed to pull the 2 levers and barely escape with our lives. But we were chased down and killed. We try again, this time successfully, and just like that we've made it to the double Garrotor room. Or rather, the double Regenerator room. Being very low on heals and somewhat low on ammo for the amount of enemies, This room is gonna be really tough, getting us our first death just a few steps in. On our next attempt, we make quick work of the dog and proceed to get interrupted right before we could take down one regenerator. After that, we get interrupted right before killing the second, again, and then we die. On the third attempt, we were doing so much better dealing with the annoying little enemies and finally getting to kill the regenerators. That was until I realized this room isn't actually the double regenerator room. It's actually the double Iron Maiden room. On top of the two Iron Maidens, I now had to deal with Honeygan, who decided she had enough of sitting on her chair at the Pentagon and now wanted in on the action. Sadly, she wasn't really experienced with the chainsaw, so she ended up hitting us by accident. Thankfully, on the next attempt, I decided to lock in and took down the two Iron Maidens before Honeygan and his friends could show up, giving an end to the double Iron Maiden room, the toughest room of the run so far. Now, as usual, we'll loot the place, use the two unicorn horse to open the door, and inside the room we find Ashley. Sadly, before we could even think of helping her, Ramon orders his imps to throw us down the well, where we luckily survived thanks to Leon being an absolute beast. We make our way through the murky water, and after a close call with some enemies, we make it with the merchant, where we finally get to buy the Killer 7. You guys don't know this, but I've been hoarding Magnum ammo since chapter 1, and thanks to all the missions we've been doing, I can buy an exclusive upgrade ticket and max out the damage of this absolute monster of a gun. With this pocket missile in our hands, we make our way through the laboratory, not scared, but excited, as we will get our revenge on the After making quick work of the right hand of Ramon, we make our way into the elevator, and after reaching our floor, we are greeted by Luis, who offers us a medicine that will slow down the plaga inside of Leon. And with that, chapter 10 concludes. We kick off chapter 11 by quickly making our way to the next main zone. Our objective is making it out of the caves, and this wall of rocks is on our way, so we'll have to get some dynamite in order to blow it up and continue on our way. Before jumping in on the action, I take a few enemies from afar, and without wasting any more time, we jump in. Now we finally blow up the rocks and continue on our way. Alright, Luis, thank you for letting me go further.
Luis, heads up!
First attempt didn't go so well, so this time I'll deal with the little ones first. Now we go for the one without the armor. Easy enough. Sadly, I got distracted and the other gigante dumpstered me, and I ended up dying shortly after. But third time's the charm. We kill the little ones, then the one without the armor, and Luis helps us kill the armored one. That wasn't too bad. Now we loot the place and we move on. After that we complete the 2 minecart sections, and right as the railway ends, Luis and Leon jump off the cart and they land perfectly fine. After that, while making my way through the Novistador nest, I take a hammer to the head. The next time I'm more careful and manage to make my way through the zone, witnessing a few disturbing things. Now in the merchant, I take my chance to fully upgrade the Killer 7. And with nothing more to do, me and Luis get in the elevator to get out of the caves. But at the top, we get ambushed by none other than Krauser once again. Don't you worry, Luis. I will avenge you.
Just getting started, rookie.
Get him up, let him get up, let him get up, let him get up.
Everything I taught you. What a waste.
This went horrible. Adding more enemies to this section is straight up evil. Here, the game only lets me use knives, meaning I have no real consistent way of taking down the 2 annoying enemies. Oh, and let me talk about those 2. The cowhead is always running to my face and trying to kick my chest in, and the shield guy is there taking up space, mostly shielding for Krauser, not allowing me to hit him and work his health bar. I tried it all. I tried focusing on Krauser, but I would get overwhelmed by the other 2. I tried focusing on the cowhead, but he will quickly remind me who's better at close combat. I tried focusing on the shield guy, but my damage output was simply too low. And on top of that, the past sections had taken a toll at my healing economy, meaning the only thing I had to heal was an individual making my margin of error close to non-existent. Anything I tried ended up with me dying. I felt desperation for the first time on this whole run. But I didn't let it stop me. I realized how to exploit the weaknesses on the AI of the enemies. The cowhead and Krauser have the tendency of always going through the same side, meaning I could keep them right in front of me with good positioning. And if I didn't run, the cowhead didn't really chase me. On top of that, the cowhead has a sweeping attack that is easy to dodge, and it damages both Krauser and the shield guy, knocking them down. And as long as I was always aware of the position of the shield guy, his attacks were never on range of me, even if he did attack. And lastly, with Krauser being the fastest of the 3, as long as I was patient, my window of opportunity would eventually come. But I was still one step too short. My damage output was still too low. So I decided to load a past save file and bought the knife that I previously had sold. The fighting knife. Compared to the other, this one does way more damage, so I upgraded it a bit. And after a few unsuccessful attempts, I present to you the try.
Are you being being controlled by that cult? This has nothing to do with them. I'm a free man who made a choice. Too slow. Major, you're not thinking straight. My mind's clearer than it's ever been. Now focus. Show me what you got. A soldier like you. Why would you work for these freaks? Why? Have you forgotten what happened 20 years ago? Operation Javier? They killed us all. Without mercy. Devastating power. Krauser! Not bad, really. What's wrong? Shit. You don't leave me with much choice. Enough chit-chat. Just like I taught you.
I died 29 times on this part, raising our global deaths from a humble 15, averaging 1.36 deaths per chapter, to a whopping 44 deaths in total, raising our average deaths per chapter to a staggering 4.45. Quite a jump. With Krauser gone, we go to Luis, who's badly injured. He gives us the key to his laboratory, and he tells us there we'll find a machine that'll get the plagas out of our bodies. And with one last smoke, Luis dies. And with that, we complete chapter 11. We now take the elevator up to the surface and make our way to the clock tower, where Ashley is presumably being held. After having a little chat with Ramon, he once again sends his imps after us, and we meet our end to our regenerator for being careless. We don't make the same mistake twice, and after dealing with a few enemies, we realize that our dear friend, the cow, started dropping gigantic steel balls down the stairs.
Say that again?
The news of the cow's betrayal were so astonishing that I got distracted and didn't notice a Dr. Salvador sneaking right in front of me, causing me to die again. On the next attempt, we are more careful and make our way to the top of the stairs, where after doing some bowling, we take the elevator to the top of the tower, and we are forced to fend off against some enemies while we make it to the top. With our ammunition economy drained, I take the chance to buy some crafting materials with the merchant and craft some much needed ammo. Now, do you guys remember with which items we started all the way back at the beginning of the randomizer? You only need to remember one. Do you get it? Well, it's the golden egg. With this item, if we toss it at Ramon, we'll do like a quadrillion points of damage to his health bar, saving a lot of time and ammo on the boss fight. So we enter the room where Ramon's at, and in classic Resident Evil fashion, Ramon decides to mutate onto a giant monster and fight us. Luckily for us, as I previously said, we have the golden egg. So it's just a matter of hitting his body and... With him taken care of, we move forward, take the elevator, and we see that Krauser is taking Ashley away on a boat. So after dealing with a few enemies, we managed to find a boat ourselves, and thanks to Ada, who had the keys, we can make our way onto the island. In here we make quick work of the first zone, no enemy is matched for the Killer 7. And we climb the stairs to make it to the second section. And after taking care of a cowhead that didn't really know how to use this shit... Of course, how could I forget you? We quickly avenge Louise and we start dealing with the rest of the enemies. Ammo is starting to look a little... Oh my god, can't you wait at your scripted boss fight, man? We quickly deal with Krauser, again, and the rest of the enemies of the zone. We open the door and keep going. We deal with a few chainsaw users and we loot the place. Oh, now that I think about it, I haven't shown my inventory in a while, so take a peek. Right now it's looking good, isn't it? We continue on our way, go inside the building, and after dealing with the owners, we open the main door and behind it, we find Ashley. After making sure she's fine, we deal with a few enemies on this open area and make our way up the ladder. Alright, tú no vistores, that's alright. Dude, leave me alone! Alright, let's run it back. First, I try tossing a grenade at the Novistadores, which quickly fails, so I drop down to separate the Garrador from Krauser, and after a quick fight, he leaves, leaving us alone with the Garrador. Things quickly go south as I get taken down to 1 HP, but he eventually falls, leaving me on a really tough spot. Luckily, we quickly find a green herb, relieving us of a little pressure, and right after that, I spot a Super Salvador. I don't want to take any risks, so I take him down using the Killer 7. After that, I quickly clean the zone, grabbing every item that I can, and I make sure to buy some sprays with the merchant. Now we go into the next zone, which is the zone where you get the level 3 keycard. That's the item needed to get to Ashley. We make our way through the hallways and make sure to equip the biosensor scope in case any regenerator makes an appearance. We take down the enemy by the lever and turn on the power. Now we just gotta go get the key card. Yeah, I'm just making a run for it. We solve the puzzle and we grab the keycard. Okay, for now it seems that the regenerator disappeared. So let's revert the power and access the freezer. We take down the enemy on the right and start preparing the level 2 keycard. Okay, at least this one has parasites. We quickly take him down and claim our level 2 keycard. We make our way to the level 2 door and then downstairs, where after dealing with some enemies, I find the wrench needed to upgrade the keycard to level 3. We quickly make a run for it, and with the level 3 keycard on hand, we manage to rescue Ashley. With Ashley recovered, we set our eyes on making it to Luis's lab, so we quickly make our way outside, where we deal with the enemies under the construction site. After that, we make it to the furnace room, where we tell Ashley to hold that door open for us. And while we are away from here, some enemies try to kidnap her, but we manage to deal with them. With Ashley once again secured, we make our way upstairs where we show a cowhead why you shouldn't play with explosives, and quickly take down a woman with a chainsaw using the Killer 7. After that, we make our way through the very disgusting water, and now we need to open the door. This is getting ridiculous, man. After poking Krauser's eyes with a stick, he decides to leave, and we open the door. Inside the room, we find a bit of... and we grab it. After that, we deal with a normal regenerator. We keep moving forward and leave Ashley the job to keep the bridge up while we cross and turn on the power. After doing so, some enemies show up, and while trying to make my way back, this dude gets in my way, causing Ashley to be taken away before being able to do anything. We run it back, and after a very tense moment at the end, we manage to get back to Ashley, both safe and sound.
This is gonna be bright. There you go. Present for you. Present for you. There you go. Keep coming.
We keep moving forward, and Sadler makes an appearance and controls Ashley to try and kill Leon. Thankfully, Ashley manages to hold strong and narrowly avoids shooting Leon. Then, they leave, as Sadler says someone else will deal with Leon. That was a mistake, wasn't it, Mrs. Cow? We keep moving forward with the mission of saving Ashley, dealing with any enemy that gets on our way. We continue on our path and are faced by none other than our relentless nemesis.
This ends now.
Round one.
Sure you don't need a breather? Way to forget an old one. Off your head. Save you there, rookie. Oh, you're really doing this? It's not too late. You're three sides of the same coin. Guess that means we'll have let's finish this.
That's the difference between you and me, rookie.
Time for the teacher to be taught.
Oh, such confidence. Bring it, rookie.
Round 2. Fight!
Do what you have to do. That's right. I trained well. Leon.
That you did, Major. That you did.
Yes, Mother, I know. I found some, but not yet the amount we expected. Yes, mother. I won't disappoint you. I'll find it for you. Through chaos. Once safe, I go through the temple where I spot Ashley on a table, but right before I could get to her, Sadler stops me. Thankfully, Ida Wong saved me and gave me a chance to take Ashley back. With the last of our energy, we make our way to Luis's lab, where I finally help Ashley get rid of the plaga inside of her body, and she then helps to get rid of mine. And with that, chapter 15 is completed. Now with newfound energy and will to live, we make our way to where Ashley thinks there'll be an exit, dealing with some enemies along the way. We make it to the merchants, where we make sure to stock up using all the money we've gotten on the run. Now, with our max strength archive, we make our way outside, where we spot Ada. We tell Ashley to stay put, and we make our way to helping her. And just like that, the big bad is gone. What do you think, Leon?
I think we both know this is where we go our separate ways.
Not just yet, Leon. We still gotta get out of the island.
Present for you. There you go. Present for you. Not bad. You like thrill rides? You're gonna love this.
And that was the Resident Evil 4 Remake Randomizer. Quite a fun challenge, and a bit difficult at some parts, but it delivered on what I expected. It was truly chaotic. I know someone who'll be very happy. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.